Right, so in today's video, we're going to be aerating the soil and then we're going to be leveling it with sand. We're going to be aerating the soil for a couple of different reasons today. First one is to relieve compaction. What I'm going to be using is a hollow tine aerator like this, and you can see it's got hollow tines there. And what the aim of this tool is to actually remove like cores from the soil, and then that way you relieve some of that compaction and the lawn is able to breathe. Now this lawn has never been aerated. It's been down now for around about 2 years, which isn't necessarily a long time, but the amount of time I'm actually on this lawn, cutting it, walking up and down it, scarifying it with all different machines and things, the compaction slowly happens over time. So by aerating it, you get more oxygen down into that soil profile, and also as well, like I said, it relieves that compaction. It gives the roots more space to actually freely move and grow. And the second reason why I'm going to be aerating this soil today is because I want to improve the actual soil profile. So like I said at the start of the video, I'm going to be leveling this lawn with sand. Now it is a top dressing, it's 70% sand, 30% topsoil, but because the majority of it is sand, it's effectively like, you know, just getting sand down onto your lawn. And then what that'll mean is, after I use the hollow core aerator to create holes in the soil and take those cores out, I'll be able to go on with the sand will fall down into those spaces, and then hopefully over time, doing this over a couple of years, it should hopefully start to improve the actual soil, improve the drainage as well. If you haven't seen one of my previous videos, I actually installed a drain. There's one running along here right in front of me now, and there's one down the front of the garden too. And the main reason for them is just to take excess moisture away from the soil. But by punching some holes into this soil today and filling it with sand, it'll mean that more of the water can flow more easily down into that soil profile, further into the soil, and then it just ends up being much healthier for the plant overall. Now I keep saying it's a lawn, but if you have a little look around at the moment, it's not really much of a lawn. There's not exactly a lot of lawn left. The reason why this grass is looking as bad as it does today isn't because of nature. It's not because of the waterlogging on this lawn. The main reason why it's this bad is because around about 2.5 weeks ago, I got on with some Roundup. I killed this space off. So what Roundup does is it sticks to the plant slowly over time. It starts to kill it from like the inside out, goes down to those roots, actually destroys the plant. So it doesn't really matter me getting on and aerating this today whilst all this is here, because the plants are effectively dead as it stands. Some people might say I need to rip it out or get on with a scarifier and pull all of it out. I'm not going to. It's just going to degrade into the soil as you know the next couple of weeks go on, and I'm not going to be seeding this space for at least another week anyway. So it gives time for the rest of it to start to die off and start to degrade, and it'll be smothered by the sand that we put down anyway. So if you want to pick one of these up yourself, they are quite expensive. I think it's around about £140 on Garden Imports, not a sponsor by the way. You can get some cheaper alternatives from the likes of B&Q, different places like Amazon and stuff like that. But if you're watching videos online and look at different aerators, those cheaper alternatives are an absolute nightmare. And for the most part, you don't really end up pulling cores out of the soil. But something like this, because it's got these open channels here, it means that it's more easily able to eject any of the cores that you pull out of your soil. So I'll just show you briefly how it works now. Stick it in the ground, stand on it, pull it out, and you can see it's pulled these cores straight out of the soil. And then what you can do now, we've got these holes, is we can fill them with sand. So it's going to be back breaking. I'm going to get on and do the entire lawn now. I'm going to keep all the holes fairly close together because like I said, I'm trying to improve the actual soil profile. If you do them every like 30 centimeters, it's going to have next to no impact really, so I'm going to put them quite close together. It's going to take a few hours, but yeah, let's get to it. Now this is one of the cores I've just squished in my hand, and you can see that there's quite a lot of moisture in the soil at the moment. It is still friable, but it sticks together quite a lot, and by adding more sand into the soil, it's going to mean this is more friable. The roots are more easily able to penetrate down into the soil below. You You will notice that there's two parts of the lawn that I don't actually aerate, and that's because that's where the new pipes are that I've just installed to improve the drainage on this lawn. They've had lots of sandy topsoil go on top of those spaces, so there's no point in aerating them because they're the most aerated part of the lawn at the moment. Wow, that was a lot harder than, well, actually, you know what, I was going to say a lot harder than I expected, but it's probably as hard as I expected it to be. Absolutely tiring. I'm glad I'm doing it now and not waiting until like May when it's warmer, because honestly you'd be sweating more than buckets. The gloves didn't save my hands from the blisters, but it's done now. And you can see there's all these holes punched into the soil. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it around about an hour. I'm going to have a coffee, have something to eat for my dinner, and then let it give us a little bit of time to sort of dry out ever so slightly, and then we'll get on with the sand and we'll start filling the holes and leveling the soil. So the top dressing I've gone for is from AERATIng. So like I've said a few times, it's a 70-30 mix. It's 70% sand, 30% soil. You can get it in big bulk bags and it's much cheaper that way. You can buy this from companies which will just dump it loose on your driveway, but I've had this for around about a month and a half now, just in preparation for this project. You never know when you're going to be having a dry day. So yeah, let's cut into the bag. Let's see how friable and sandy it is. Let's start raking it into these holes. You can actually see it fall into the holes here, so a bit closer. So there we go, the leveling is complete. I left this for around about 3 hours after putting the sand down. I've just been over now just to give it a light rake, just to make sure that the surface is as smooth as possible. Now it is quite sandy on this top layer at the moment, but hopefully once we actually get on with seed in about a week's time and seed this properly, fingers crossed everything goes to plan. Now all those holes have been filled by the sand. It's at the top dressing on top. We've smoothed it out. The surface now is actually quite smooth for the most part because of how much sand is here. So yeah, next step is going to be the seed, and hopefully in about a month or two's time we'll be sitting on quite a decent lawn. So thanks for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to give it a like, and if you'd like to follow along with the rest of this lawn renovation, or if you'd like to check out any of my other lawn tip videos or my garden renovation videos, feel free to subscribe. And finally, thanks for watching.